What up, party people? Welcome back to another episode of Hood Talk. Let's get it. Today's news in the hood, I will be speaking on this inmate from California. They got a lot of prison time in jail, but he didn't let it break him. Get your popcorns ready. It's gonna be a good one, y'all.
My name is Jesse Milo. I'm serving 174 years plus 6 lives. I dropped out of gangs over a decade ago. I've changed my life. What's going on? What's going on? I've done a lot of work on myself to become a new person. Man, this is rough. As of today, I'm sentenced to die here. And thank you for your time.
So yeah, man, obviously my guy, man, for real. You tugging at everybody's heartstrings with your story. And it's more than, it's not entertainment, it's your life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's rough. And get teary-eyed a lot, but you know, that's part of the change. Once you get in touch with your emotions, right, they just come.
Right.
Whereas before, we weren't even allowed to cry. As a man, like, you know, we would kind of look at each other as weak if we shed a tear in here. Like, we're in prison, right? We're supposed to be tough, we're supposed to be hard.
Right.
But it's okay to be human. It's okay to be yourself. It's okay to cry. And that's one of the things that we experience in this new life, this new path.
Right.
And yeah, so earlier we talked about when you guys first came.
Right.
So last time you guys came, 2022, March.
2020.
2020, my bad.
Right.
2020. Last time you guys came, it was 2020, March. The whole yard was high after that for weeks. It was an amazing experience for everybody. And then COVID came. Everything got locked down shortly after that March. All the new protocols came down. They started slamming the day rooms, mandatory COVID testing, business shut down. We weren't allowed to see our families and kids. It was a very hard time for us. And it was an interesting time because it was one of those rare situations where prisoners and officers were kind of worried about the same thing. We didn't know how COVID was going to affect us. We didn't know who was going to live, who was going to die. And it was a very strange experience for us. You know, so first going into this, I was worried about my family, my father, my mother. They're older. The rain. But nothing could have prepared me for what happened. About 8 months into COVID, to the pandemic, my nephew was arrested for murdering my uncle. And then I called home, and the next day my grandma died. And when I talked to my dad about it, he was like, it's okay. Your Uncle Butch was her favorite, and she went to escort him to heaven. And then we had an event out here. You guys probably can't see it from here, but we chalked the wall for suicide prevention. And while I was out here chalking the wall, I thought to myself, should I go in there and call my little brother? I had a phone call one day. And I said, you know what? No, let me keep chalking this wall for suicide prevention. And I didn't know at that time, my little brother was involved in a murder in Los Angeles. Some guy attacked him. My little brother was defending himself, and he got arrested for murder. And so now my nephew is fighting death penalty in the county jail for killing my uncle. My little brother's incarcerated. My uncle was murdered. My grandma died. And then if that wasn't bad enough, my little cousin Elias, he took his own life. And that was very difficult. And so going into the pandemic, here we were so worried about COVID, right? We didn't even think of the mental health impact that this was gonna have on all other aspects of life, right? Because we got these young men out there that are living not right, or involved with drugs or whatever. And this is a result of that. It manifests in different ways, right? So we didn't even consider that impact of COVID. But so much has changed. And, you know, through it all, I learned a valuable experience. And that is, no matter what, we have to hold on to hope and have a goal before us and keep working towards it. And so no matter what we face, no matter how hard it is or it gets, we gotta hold on to that hope with everything we got. And my hope is to be free someday. And like I was saying earlier, my sentence is still 174 years plus 6 lives. But I feel like I'm closer to freedom than ever. And people ask me around the yard all the time, like, hey, when are you going home? I'm like, well, as of now, I don't. And they're like, but you're always smiling. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Want to walk around sad? I'm alive. I'm grateful for that. I feel blessed. There's a lot of people who aren't here anymore, who we wish could be here. And so a really cool thing happened recently. Captain of our facility is Captain Lesniak. In March of this year, he recommended me for 1170 recall and resentencing. And he submitted the paperwork. I met the requirements, and it went to Sacramento. The recall and resentencing is now with Kathleen Allison and Connie Gibson in Sacramento. And so Kathleen, Connie, if you're watching, my name is Jesse Milo. I was referred by captain of the facility, and I just hoping to get another chance to be home with my family someday. And I thank you guys for the opportunity that we even have 1170 recall and resentencing, because in the past that wasn't even possible, right? And so to have an avenue where staff can recommend you for resentencing, it really is a pathway for somebody like me who all the sentencing reform, none of that has reached me yet. I'm in this weird area because they passed a lot of youth offender laws for anyone under 25 when they committed their crimes, but they excluded certain people. Like the previous guy you talked to, Mark Seth, they excluded him because he got sentenced to LWOP. So it wasn't necessarily his crime, it's just how he was sentenced. And me too. I was sentenced under the strike law for my crime. And so because of that, they excluded all strikers. And so something like 1170 creates a pathway for freedom to somebody like me.
So when you say strikers, you mean 3 strike law that they have?
Yeah, so there's a weird exclusion in SB 260, SB 261, which is youth offender parole in California. And the exclusion is even as a second striker, you're still excluded from relief as a youth offender. So even though you committed your crimes as a youthful offender with an underdeveloped mind or immaturity, you still don't qualify for youth parole, even though you had the same brain.
Right.
Which is kind of confusing for us.
Yeah.
We debated it yesterday in our college class.
Right.
And where they talked about valid arguments and sound arguments. It's valid, but it's not sound.
Right.
How are you going to exclude us when we have the same brain? So, growing up, I dropped out in 6th grade. My father was in jail. My mother was addicted to heroin. And she didn't go to school. No one made me. Lived on the street, ran around, stole clothes from stores. Me and my cousin Petey. And he's in Ironwood right now. And so one of the cool things that's happened in CDCR is I got my GED in prison. And recently I just got a letter from Bakersfield College letting me know that I qualify to graduate for my first associate's degree from college this semester. So I'll have an associate's for transfer in communication.
Nice.
And so here I am, before I came to prison, young man in the hood, 6th grade dropout, right? And here I am in prison with 200 years and 6 life sentences. And I was able to get a GED and my college degree. I never even thought I could cut it in college. And one of the cool things that college has given me is a new perspective on life. And I know for sure if I would have had this perspective, there's no way my life crime would have happened and I would have been out there committing crime, because now I see life.
Well, thank y'all for joining this episode. Until next time, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that notification bell so you be alerted when I upload more videos. Get in that comment section. Let me know what y'all think about the topic. Share this video, people. If you know someone that's struggling with mental health, mental illness, do not be afraid to offer me your assistance. It's highly needed. This is not the talk. This is hood talk.
STP, STP.